Lifestyling with Tam.
Hi, I'm Tania with Magical Memory Planners.
We are back again for another Toddler Tips Tuesday Walt Disney World Edition, and this is our fourth and final episode for this series. It has been so much fun bringing you guys all these tips, and the next time you see us, we are going to finally be at Walt Disney World experiencing the happiest place on earth. In today's video, we're going to be talking about what to pack in your bag for the parks. And Tanya's also going to touch on some really great tips for just navigating the parks of Walt Disney World with a little one that much more stress-free. So let's get into this video, shall we? Before we dive into my bags and what I've packed for Walt Disney World and navigating the parks, I wanted to show you guys my stroller. Now Tanya's gonna go over her stroller as well. Despite her sharing with me her stroller, I ended up purchasing a slightly different stroller just for our family's needs. This stroller was really inexpensive, purchased on Amazon, and it's lightweight, but a little bit bigger than an umbrella stroller, and it had really great reviews. So I definitely made sure to check on those. It has the parking brakes as normal, so to protect your little one from going anywhere. Has the sun visor that you can pull down with a little peephole for mom and dad to see and check on your little one. I also love that it has, you can see these, it has dual cup holders for mom and dad, as well as a little place for your phone or anything that you might want to sit right there. I also love that it has this little tray and cup holder for your little one, but it also can be removed if you don't need it. So to give your little one more room if you don't want to use this. But I do like to have one of these for my little one just so she's less likely to drop things and less likely for us to have to pick things up. Of course, it has the straps to keep your little one safe. I also love that this has an easy mechanism for you to be able to recline your child to keep them comfortable, or if she falls asleep while we're in the parks, I can just lay her back, and then when she wakes back up, we can just raise her back up so she can see everything that's going on in the parks. It also has a nifty little compartment in the back here for bags and things to make carrying things easy. So I like that it's a really simple 2-button system to fold it up when we need to get to where we're needing to go. Just making sure this little lever's locked so it doesn't unfold on you. Really lightweight, easy to carry. And then when you're ready to pop it back open, same 2-button system to go navigate the parks. A few more things that I'll make sure to have with our stroller. A stroller hook for our bags. It makes it really easy when walking around if you get tired of carrying a bag on your back, or whenever it's time to close up your stroller, you can just hook your bags onto the hook and carry it with the hook itself. So that makes it really easy, especially when getting on the buses and things at Walt Disney World. Making sure my little one stays cool with a portable fan, and making sure to keep this guy charged is a great idea. So something that just easily hooks on to keep airflow to your little one. And I know that Tanya's probably going to touch on some of these things, but I wanted to just show you guys what I have as well. So another thing is making sure to have some type of tag or things to make your stroller stand out when you have to park it in the parks. So I just printed out this nifty little sign that says this fancy stroller belongs to Delaney Ray and the Greason family. So just so if somebody goes to grab our stroller by accident, they'll see this and say, oh, that's not mine. And I'll keep it, I'm gonna hook it on with some ribbons and keep it just like that. All right, so now let's check out my bags and see what I've packed for the park. The number one thing I'm worried about while navigating the parks is making sure that me and my family stay hydrated, as well as have a few snacks on hand so that we're not constantly having to stop and buy snacks or food. So for me and the hubby, I found these really nifty collapsible water bottles on Amazon. You can actually fold them up when they're not in use, so it really makes for easy storage and saving space in your bags for other things if needed. But once you fill it up with water, of course, it will fill up and be full of water. And then when you finish it again, you can just fold it back up. So I thought that was really nifty. I also like that they came in 2 different colors. So obviously one for the hubby, one for me, and we can know whose is whose. I also love that it has a little hook on it as well, so that if we want to hook it to maybe our belt loop if we have one, or to just hook it somewhere that's convenient, rather than having to put it in the bag, out of the bag, in the bag, out of the bag, things like that. Or of course when it's full, I can always put it in the cup holder on our stroller as well. I want to make sure that my little one stays hydrated as well, so making sure to bring her nifty little water bottle also. And then remember, we've already mentioned in our previous videos that you can stop at the quick service counters and ask for free ice water and just fill your bottles up as you navigate the parks, so you don't have to worry about packing your own water or worry about having to bring a cooler. Snacks. So I'm going to use Tanya's nifty little tip of making sure to separate certain items into Ziploc baggies, so that when you need them, you just pull out the entire Ziploc baggie and keep it handy, and then you can just store it back in your bags when you're finished. So I just quickly made up a little snack bag. Obviously I'll probably have way more in here for park day, but just so you get the idea, definitely making sure to pack the little toddler snack cup so that she can easily eat her snacks without dropping them, and keeping them safe in these little containers. Also making sure to pack plenty of pre-packaged snack items that are easy to grab and open and give to my toddler. We talked about in our snack video just maybe throwing in a juice, you know, just for something a little different, because water can be boring sometimes, and then especially when you're in the hot heat, sometimes something with a little taste to it can make you feel good. And then just some other prepackaged snacks in here. Again, it will definitely be more full day of. I also wanted to show you that I put in an extra Ziploc baggie with a spoon and fork. This is for when we're not doing sit-down dinners every day at the parks, but there are a few days where we are going to have a sit-down dinner. And a lot of times when we're out and about and we go to restaurants with my toddler, she's gotten better at eating, and she of course knows how to use her utensils, but I found that when I forget to pack her own utensils, the ones they give you in the restaurants are often too big for her, and she ends up either making a mess or getting frustrated, or both. So to avoid that, I went ahead and just made sure to throw in an extra Ziploc baggie of a fork and spoon for her, and then of course when we're finished with the dinner, I can throw it back in the Ziploc baggie, throw it back in our snack bag, and then wash it when we get back to our resort room, and then put it back in for the next day. Just so that she has her own familiar spoon and fork to use when we're eating at our sit-down meals or what have you, and if she needs something, I've got it on hand. Another thing that I'm packing, I usually like to go the reusable route with things, but I figured since we're on vacation, we're going to be in the parks all day. When we sit down to eat, it's probably not feasible to have a silicone placemat, which is what I would normally carry with us out and about, to just lay on my daughter's place at her table to just, you know, help with germs and messes and things like that. Reusables are usually my go-to, especially because you clean it off, you throw it in your bag, clean it when you get home, you reduce, reuse, recycle, all that jazz. But since we're on vacation and who knows what we'll be doing before and after our meals, I went ahead and bought from Amazon disposable placemats that have little adhesives on the back that you just open up, peel, stick on the place where your child is sitting. And of course I found some with Minnie and some cute designs and things where she can kind of have something to look at and talk about while we're sitting there to grab her attention. But this will just help make life easy to have at her place to help with germs, so I don't have to worry about wiping down the area. And then when she's done, I can just throw it all away and be done with it and not have to worry about having anything to clean or deal with. It's just done. So I just made sure to pack a few of those in my bag for any time that we stop and eat. Another thing to be prepared for is those random showers that may happen in Florida. So making sure to have a stroller cover as well as ponchos for yourselves so that you don't get soaking wet. A few more items to beat the heat, making sure to pack some cooling towels. So just making sure to have some cooling towels on hand, just to place on the back of your neck or your child's neck to keep cool, especially in that Florida sun. I also like, anytime we go out, I always like to throw in extra Ziploc baggies. You never know when you'll need one. You never know whenever you just need to throw something in a separate baggie because it's wet or dirty or what have you. So I always like to keep 1 or 2 extra Ziploc baggies in my bags when I'm out and about with my toddler. Of course, I want to pack some sunglasses for myself as well as my hubby. Making sure to have our masks, sunscreen, and some form of antibacterial spray or sanitizer, anything to get your hands clean when touching rides and places, doors, whatever. So another thing I'm throwing in my bag is something that I purchased from Amazon. It's a waterproof fanny pack. So of course you can hook it around your waist when needed, but it has this Velcro and 3-part Ziploc design to keep certain things like your phone, your wallet, battery chargers, things like that in here to keep safe and waterproof. But also I thought throwing this in the bag to have, say, maybe when we're at Epcot and visit the World Showcase and we're going to the different restaurants and things when we know we might need our wallet quite often, rather than having to dig in our bag constantly, I thought this would be really great for me or my husband to put around our waist and just hold on to. That way our wallet, phone, or whatever is in there, and we can just grab it, hand it, put it back, rather than having to go in our bag ever so often. And then it's a plus that it keeps everything waterproof and protected from environmental factors. And then if I get tired of it, I can just place it back in my bag. So that's it for our bag, the adult bag. Let's check out what is left to talk about in Miss Delaney's bag. So of course, making sure to also have a mask or 2 in her bag for her, some sunglasses and sunscreen, tissues, hand wipes, and I'll probably put a pack of Clorox wipes in here as well. I also have the Imagine Ink markers for her Imagine Ink coloring pads I mentioned in last week's video to keep her entertained, especially if we're taking a break or at a restaurant. So I packed 2 just in case one stops working. And then I'll show you. In here I have 2 different options for the Imagine Ink booklets for her to color, and of course they have her favorite characters and things. Just something to keep her occupied. I also have in her bag 2 different Ziploc baggies. One Ziploc baggie is our bathroom Ziploc baggie because my child is potty trained and I don't plan on her backtracking while we're at the park. She's going to use the potty like normal. I'm still debating on whether or not I will let her wear big girl underwear or pull-ups, but I'm just taking both just in case. So in this first potty Ziploc baggie, I have extra pull-ups, a wipes container to keep our wipes safe and on hand. And then I also found these really cool things on Amazon while I was looking for the disposable placemats. I also found some individually wrapped disposable toilet seat covers. Y'all, this is a game changer. I have needed these for so long since my child started using the big girl potty because we use the big girl potty anytime we go out. And let's be honest, public restrooms are disgusting, and I hate going in there with her, but you know, she's potty trained, and I definitely don't want to avoid the potty and backtrack on everything she's done and all her progress that she's made so far. So I definitely want to encourage her to continue using a potty, but I'm so happy that I found these. Normally, I would of course tear off the toilet paper like they did back in the day when I came through. My mom would just rip the toilet paper off, lay it on the seat, and that's what I've been doing. But guys, it is so frustrating because by the time I get it all placed onto this toilet seat, if it hasn't already fallen off, by the time I sit her up there, it's fallen off. So she's basically touching the seat anyway. Then when I pull her off, it falls on the floor, so there I am having to touch the floor or whatever. It's just gross. So when I found these, I was like, I am buying these and I'm gonna keep these on hand at all times, and I'm definitely taking them to Walt Disney World. While I'm sure Walt Disney World keeps very clean bathrooms, you still can't be too sure. So I love the fact that these really cover the entire seat. Like, she will not touch any part of the seat now that I have these bad boys. I love that they are individually wrapped. I'll make sure to link them below so that you can purchase some for yourself, because guys, these are really a game changer for your potty trained babes. But yeah, they're individually wrapped, so that's a plus. So when you open up, you're using it for the first time. They're really discreet and easy to pack. So I'll pack several in our little potty break Ziploc baggie to have on hand. And when she's done, you just grab it up, throw it away, and you're all good to go. So love that. The other Ziploc baggie that I have in here is her change of clothes Ziploc baggie. I don't know, I'm just giving these things names. So obviously everywhere I go, especially now that she's potty trained, but also because she is a toddler and toddlers make messes, I always try to have a change of clothes on hand, and that includes a shirt, sometimes two, a pair of pants or shorts, socks, and underwear. So that is exactly what is in this bag, a complete outfit. And if she were to need to use these change of clothes, I could use the Ziploc baggie to put the dirty or soiled or wet clothes in here, seal them up, take them to wherever I need them to go, and get them washed later. So that is just another convenient little tip for your child's toddler bag. And guys, these are tips you can use anywhere, not just Walt Disney World. I think we're reaching the end here. Yes, last but not least, I have purchased a leash for my child. So I really liked the idea of this one because I have this harness, this shoulder harness that I can strap over her shoulders and use as a actual leash. So I would buckle her into it and then hook this guy on it and then put it around my wrist to stay connected with her so she can't run off. But I like too that I can easily unhook it, hook it to her wrist wrap. So now I can hook one on her wrist, one on my wrist, and now it's just like we're holding hands, but she has a little bit of independence. So she feels like she's not holding mommy's hand, but in reality, I do have her. So she can't get away from me. So we're gonna try that at Walt Disney World too if she gets tired of riding in the stroller and just needs a moment to stretch her legs and really experience the park, you know, from a walking standpoint. I definitely want to allow her to do that, but also feel comfortable that I have control of her and not having to hear her whine and cry when I ask her to hold my hand or chasing after her when she lets go. All right, so that's it for all of my goodies in my bags for the parks. The next time you see me, I will be at Walt Disney World, and I'm so excited. Coming up, Tania has some great tips just to add to everything. She may touch on a few things that I touched on, but it's all great information, great tips for your trip to Walt Disney World with your little one. So keep watching, and we will see you next week from Walt Disney World.
And this week, we're going to be talking about the things that you need when you are at the parks at Disney World. So I'm going to give you some kind of tips and tricks on navigating the parks with all of the things that you need for Disney World. When you take an infant or a toddler, you have to take a lot of stuff. So how is it going to be easier for you? What are you going to do with all these things? So I'm just here to talk a little bit about that. I am in my garage. You might see my dog, but but I figured this would be a great spot to just show you all of the things. So let's get started. So when you are in the parks, the stroller is one of the biggest things and one of the biggest items that you're going to have for your little one. So strollers, there's all types of strollers. There's, you know, little strollers like umbrella strollers, and there's bigger strollers like a jogging stroller. We chose this stroller because it's very convenient. It's a little bit bigger than an umbrella stroller, and it's also not as big as a jogging stroller. So it still is very convenient. I will show you in a little bit how it folds up, because when you are in the parks, you're going to need, or when you're using Disney transportation, you're going to need to fold up your stroller when you get on the bus. Not so much the Skyliner or the monorail, but when you use Disney buses, you will have to fold up your stroller. So having something heavy is it's not convenient. Because you have your little one, you have your bags, you have all these things, and now you have to carry a stroller. So that's not very convenient. So we really love this one. We have used it plenty of times at Disney World, and we use it every day to the stores and stuff. So we're very familiar with the stroller. So is my son, and he loves it. So I will show you guys. One of the things I like about this stroller is that I'm able to lay him down. So it has these little handles, and you just push them, and he's able to lay back. So he's able to take a little nap if he needs to. He's done that in the past. We usually did not have to go back to the room for those naps, but some kids do need those naps, so make sure that you do what your child needs just to have a better experience. If you need that nap, go back to your resort and take that nap and then go back to the parks. There is nothing wrong with that. So it just sits back up. It's simple, so I like it because he's able to lay back when he just needs to take a little nap while we're at the parks. When you are at the parks with your stroller, you are not allowed to take your stroller through the waiting lines or the queues at the attractions, into the shows, in restaurants. You have to leave your stroller outside. They have designated areas where you leave your stroller. And I know this can feel a little like weird to just leave your stroller out there, but it's totally normal to do that, to just leave your stroller. I will suggest taking your belongings that you would not want anybody to take and stuff in your backpack. Just take it with you when you go in the restaurant, the show, the ride, whatever the case may be. Just take those stuff with you. But there's going to be tons and tons of strollers. There's going to be a sea of strollers. You want to make sure that whenever anybody comes out of the attraction, or even yourself, that you are going to grab the correct stroller, and that somebody else is also going to grab the correct stroller. So making sure that you make your stroller unique, have things on it that you're going to be able to identify your stroller by. I have ordered this tag for us to put on our stroller. I have not received it yet. I ordered it through Etsy. Once I get it, I will post a picture of it so you guys can look at it and see it. But we did get a stroller tag made just because we do go to Disney World often, and I know that is something that we will be able to use. But in the past, we have attached, and you might see some ribbons on our stroller. We have a name tag that we attach to our stroller. Anything like this that is going to make your stroller stand out that maybe other people will not have. Some people tie balloons to it. They do all kind of stuff to make their stroller stand out, to help identify it. So also, if you're there and the cast members move strollers around, don't freak out. That's totally normal. They're just trying to make spaces for other people and other people's strollers. So there is a big possibility they might move your stroller around. It doesn't mean somebody else touched it, or the cast members do that. And that way you're able to pick out your stroller, and even though it's not in the same spot you left it, you're able to identify that that is your stroller. The things that are important that will really help you throughout the park. One of them is a fan, and I think Tam has already talked about this, having a fan. I think me and her have similar ones. This is battery, it does not have a battery, I'm sorry, you charge it. And then you just put it on the stroller, making sure that your little one is going to have some air. It's going to be hot when we're down there, so I want to make sure that my son is able to have some airflow while he's in his stroller. So having a portable fan is very important. We do have these, see if you guys can see it. It's like, this is attached. This is separate. It did not come with our stroller, but it's just like a little bag where we can put our waters in there and just like anything in here, maybe our phones or whatever, while we're pushing the stroller. It's very convenient to have. So we did purchase this. And then I have this little bag. This is a waterproof bag or water resistant bag. And we can put like clothes, like an extra pair of clothes, flips or whatever we need for him. And then it doesn't, our backpack is not heavy full of stuff in our backpack. Hooks, you guys. Hooks are amazing to have. I bought this hook. We've had it for a while. And this is really, really amazing. So you just hook all of your stuff and put it on your stroller, just like that. And it holds, this will hold our backpack, our water, and anything that maybe that we purchase. We can just hook it on there and then pull it on our stroller. One thing I like about this is when we get to the bus, then we're just able to take this out. Someone can hold this with all our bags. Someone else can, or we can fold the stroller up, and we don't have to be taking out all of the bags at one time. So it's very, very convenient to have that. So just making sure that you are having those things that will help you with everything that you're going to carry with yourself, and just freeing yourself. It's going to be really hot. You don't want to like be carrying a lot of things on you. Of course, hydrate. Water, we're going to have lots of bottles like this for my son, myself, and my husband, just to make sure we have enough water and we're staying hydrated. So those little things will make it easier on you to carry the stuff. Use the under part of your stroller. Put things in there, and that will help you also. Another thing that I do have over here is our cover for our stroller. So I'm going to be talking about this next. So we think in Florida of the Sunshine State, but there is showers, scattered showers, rains. It rains there, so you want to be prepared because, like I said, you're not able to bring in your stroller inside. You do have to leave it in the designated areas, and the designated areas are not covered. They are outside. So you want to make sure that you have something to cover your stroller with in case it rains. You don't want to have your stroller soaking wet, which maybe in the summertime it wouldn't matter. It probably would feel good. But still, you don't want to have your stroller soaking wet and then have your little ones sit in there and then their clothes will be wet. It's just going to be a mess. So it's very important to have a cover for your stroller. I actually purchased this on Amazon, and it's like a poncho for your stroller. It's really all it is. It's like a poncho for your stroller. You do have to have this over, and then it has little ties that you just tie around the bottom and the back, so it's a little bit more secure. This one, you can open it right here. So it's kind of like a poncho for your stroller to keep it dry in case it rains. It's very helpful. So even if you don't have one like this, even if you just put a poncho over it, just to keep it from getting wet, it's probably better than not having anything at all. So making sure you cover your stroller when you're going inside, especially for long periods of time, and if it looks like it's going to rain. All right, so let's say that we've spent the day at the parks, we're ready to get on the bus, and it's time to fold up our stroller. So that is what I wanted to show you guys. But look at this hook. Everything that I just had on my stroller is on this hook. You just have to carry it like this, get on the bus with it, right? So it's very convenient to have one of these hooks. So this is why I love this stroller so much, because it gives you a lot of room. It's not very big. It's very comfortable for my child. And then it's time to get on the bus and we have to fold it. So it has a little pedal that you push up. Then this right here, you push down and it goes down. You pick it up. It has this little hook on let's see what side. And right here. So it's hooked, it's not gonna go anywhere. And it has a little handle. Me or my husband can carry it, and we're ready to get on the bus. I can actually carry this and carry this, and I'm ready to get on the bus without having a very heavy stroller and having to carry my child. So either me or my husband can carry this, and then one of us can worry about my child, and we'll be good to go. One of the other things that I wanted to mention was our backpack that we have. And let's just take a minute and talk about the backpack. All right, so with the backpack, when you go through security at Disney World, you are going to have to open up your backpack. I suggest that you have a backpack with the least pockets possible, because you're gonna have to open up all of those pockets. We actually purchased this backpack on Amazon. It's water resistant, and it has just 2 very simple pockets. And the way I pack, 2 very simple pockets, nothing crazy. So let's take this out. The way I pack in my backpack, and obviously right now it doesn't have anything in there. We are getting ready to head to Disney World, so I'm packing all of our stuff. What I do is I have Ziploc bags with our stuff in it, and it's easier to just grab the bag that I need, or either our snack bag, our bag with maybe some Tylenol, or just things that we might need while we're at the park. A bag for extra change of clothes for my son, and a pull-up, and some, whatever things that he may need. So put everything in Ziploc bags, your power banks for your phone, all of those things in a separate bag. That way, you can see through them, so security knows what's in there, and then you just have not a very complicated backpack, and you're able to zip through security faster. You want to get to those parks, you want to be, in line as soon as you can, so that will make it a whole lot easier than having a backpack with all of these pockets that you're going to have to unzip. So that's very important. Also know that anything you put under your stroller when you're going through security, they're going to make you take it out. So go ahead and take those things out while you're standing in line to go through security, so you're not wasting time once you get there and they're making you take everything out. So those are just some of my tips when it comes to all of the things that you have to take into the park for Disney World. So you guys, make sure that you tune in on Tuesday, next Tuesday, as we are going to officially be at Disney World, and we're going to be live and just giving you some tips on navigating the parks and just how things are going. So you don't want to miss it. So we will see you guys real soon.